Hey y'all, today we are making a butter rum peach pound cake. Let's get in this kitchen. Alright, so we are going to start to slice our peaches. I have 2 peaches, just gonna thinly slice these. All right, next we're working on our butter rum sauce on medium heat. I am adding in a stick of butter and a cup of brown sugar. All right, so I am going to make sure everything is incorporated and that it's slowly melting down. Next, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of vanilla. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of heavy cream, and then about 1/4 cup of spiced rum, and then I'm going to let this reduce to half. So I'm going to turn the heat up a little higher and just kind of let that boil and get thick and gooey. It took about maybe 3 minutes. As always, I just wanted to say I appreciate you all for watching, whether you are new or returning. Please make sure you like this video and comment, subscribe, share to your friends, and thanks again for watching. All right, so next I have this can of peaches. I'm gonna pour the juice off, and then I used about 4 or 5 of these peaches. Make sure you keep that juice because we are gonna use it a little bit later in the recipe. And then I'm gonna dice these into bite-sized pieces, and then we're gonna add them to our butter rum sauce and let them simmer and incorporate. All right, so I am adding the peaches in and gonna just let them simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn the heat off and put them in a bowl to cool down. And then once they're cooled down, I'll set them in the refrigerator until I'm ready for them. All right, next we're gonna work on our dry ingredients. I'll have all the measurements in the description box if I don't mention them. So I'm sifting 3 cups of flour. I'm gonna add in some salt and some baking powder. All right, I'm gonna mix everything around, and then I am gonna set this to the side and we'll go to the next step. All right, next I am going to add 3 cups of sugar and butter. I'm going to cream these together. I'm going to add in some vanilla, and one at a time I'm going to add in 4 eggs and mix everything until it's kind of a creamy texture. All right, so now I am going to use the peach juice from the can. Altogether, I used about a cup of peach juice. I just kind of added it in slowly, about 3-4 tablespoons at a time. Then I beat it into our sugar and butter mixture. All right, so now we're going to add our flour mixture back to the bowl. You do need a really big bowl because this does make a lot of cake batter. So I'm adding half of the flour mixture and half of our wet mixture, the butter and sugar. And then I'm using a half a cup of milk. I'm just going to incorporate that little by little and mix everything together. And then I'll repeat adding the other half flour, half sugar and butter mixture with the milk. All right, and so now I am adding the remaining of the peach juice and just mixing that around, and then just going to get everything incorporated. This takes some work. You got to put some muscle into this because this is a thick batter. I really want to get stand mixer. It'll make my life so much easier, but this is what we're doing for now. So again, we're just alternating between the milk and the peach juice, just making sure that everything is blended and creamy. I am preheating my oven to 325 as well. All right, so I'm going to spray my bundt pan with the Pam Perfect release, and I'm going to use those peaches that we cut, the fresh peaches. I'm going to line the bottom of the bundt pan with them in 2 layers. All right, so I'm gonna put half of the batter into the bundt pan, making sure that I cover those peaches, and then we are going to pour the butter rum and the peaches that we simmered on top of that, and then we'll add the second part of the cake batter on top. I gave it a good tap in between layers just to get out any air bubbles. And I'm going to make sure everything is smooth and even and give it another tap. And then I'm going to place this in the oven for an hour and 30 minutes. I would check it about an hour 15, hour 20 minutes. You can check with a toothpick to make sure that it comes out clean. All right, here is our cake after it came out the oven. It looks so pretty. This is always the scariest part, but as you can see, it flipped over perfectly. I let this cool overnight, and the next morning I added some more of that glaze to the top. You can be super generous. I would also recommend getting a toothpick and poking small holes and pouring it over, but this came out so good. I hope you guys enjoy, and I appreciate you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.